Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to rank every Hollow Knight boss using the chess.com move rating system. In chess, every move gets a rating from brilliant to blunder, and yeah, every move you make you get a rating. And I'm gonna use this system to rank the Hollow Knight bosses because I feel like tier lists at this point aren't as fun as they used to be, and I just wanted, it's always fun to use a system to rank a thing that's not meant for that thing, if that makes sense. Wait, so starting out with Moss Mother. So this boss, it's a pretty easy boss. It gets you used to the controls, and obviously it's a book move, it's part of the opening. Next up, the Bell Beast. Wait, this is still part of the opening, I'd say, so it is a book move, but this boss is actually, like, I think way too difficult. Like, you get double damage, you only have 5 health, so this is actually a pretty difficult boss for being the second boss. Okay, Lace 1 is a book move. Yeah, I think this is the last opening move of the game probably, and this is a very cool fight. It introduces you to the main not antagonist, protagonist is Hornet, so that's not, I don't know. Okay, next up, this dude. So this dude is just a ceiling, like, chandelier kinda, and he rains what is it, like slime or some shit down on you. I don't know why it's on here. I'd say this is an inaccuracy on whoever made this. This is not a boss, and this guy is not fun to kill. You just, like, slash him one time, wait under a rock, slash him again, wait under a rock. Okay, next up, Fourth Chorus. Fourth Chorus is actually, I think, the most underrated boss in this game. I'd say it's great, to be honest. You walk past him once when he's, like, turned off. You walk back after getting the thing, the umbrella, whatever, umbrella cloak, and then he, like, turns on, and then you fight him, and it's, like, one of the most epic looking bosses. Like, it's just a giant robot with 4 arms. It's like the biggest boss in all of Silksong. Like, it just looks super epic. One thing about this boss is it is, like, super easy. Especially if you ever replay this game, you realize just how easy this boss was. But the first time you play this boss, you don't realize how easy it is. Okay, the Moss Mother 2. It's, like, super mid. I'd say it's a good boss, but there's nothing notable about this boss. It's just 2 of the moss bugs. The big ant guy. Okay, this is also not a boss, I'm pretty sure. This is just an enemy, but it is a very cool enemy. When you meet him the first time, you're, like, super underpowered. It's an OP enemy, and it's very cool to fight him and actually, like, manage to defeat him, because it feels like you're not supposed to be able to defeat him yet in the game, because it's like you feel like you need dash or something, but then you do defeat him and it feels really nice. I would put it at, like, excellent, to be honest. Okay, the big moth. What is it? I don't know what this guy's name is, but the big moth from Greymore. So this boss used to be pretty difficult, and then they nerfed him. I'd say just a good boss. It's not that notable. It's not that difficult at this point. It is annoying because it's a flying boss, and those are generally more annoying in this game. Nothing notable. Also, it's cool because this dude helps you, Zaza or whatever. But other than that, this boss is not that interesting. Okay, what is this? Raging Beastfly or whatever. Wait, Savage Beastfly, I feel like people hate on this boss, but wait, one thing about it is more difficult than you would think it would be, because you meet it and you're like, oh, this is just Gruzmother, but then it is, like, way more difficult. But I wouldn't say it's a bad boss, because you don't have to fight it, and it's like a side quest, like side area thing, and it is a cool boss. like for for just a side challenge kind of. So I'd put it at good. Wait, these dudes are also both at good. Nothing really very special about them, but they're cool bosses. But Sister Splinter, and yeah, nothing special about this boss, just good, I'd say. The two conch flies. Two conch flies. I'd say this is an excellent boss. It's a pretty good boss. The Spider Weaver, what's her name? The Widow. This is a great, maybe a best. Wait, best doesn't make sense as a rating, but I would just say best as in like it is kind of a perfect boss, but there's nothing that special about it. That's like my definition of best in this context, because the best move is like the perfect move, but it's not anything special, you know? So that's why I would say this boss is best. Well, actually, maybe it's excellent and then this is like good. Yeah, that makes more sense. And then the ant is still excellent, I guess. Wait, the Last Judge. This is a very epic boss. Very nice moveset. Very fun to fight. The only thing about it is the walk back is really long and like pretty annoying, but they did nerf those, like the floor in that area, floor creatures or whatever, to do less damage. The boss was always very fun. The like phase 2 of this boss does feel way more epic. I'd say this is a great boss. The Cogwork Dancers. This is 100% a brilliant boss. Just game design wise, I think this is the best boss in the game because of the storytelling, the move set. Like, the moves are very predictable because they're very well telegraphed, so you know exactly where they're gonna go. You just have to dodge. And this unfortunately end up being pretty easy, so if there's ever a God Home DLC, I hope they have a difficult version of this, like where they just crank those cogs way up, you know, so the boss fights really fast. But yeah, I think this is definitely a brilliant boss. Wait, Trobio. I think Trobio has to be excellent because the good bosses are not that memorable. Trobio is for sure memorable, and the moves are pretty cool, like the tornado. So it's like you really have to adapt to that attack, which is very cool. So you have to like adapt to this specific boss. It's not like the same moveset or anything. The only thing annoying about this guy and his other version is when he throws the balls. Sometimes it can feel a little unfair, but other than that, it's a very fun boss, I'd say. This guy, I don't remember his name, I'm not gonna Google it. I remember him being very easy, I think, but the area itself is very cool, so I think he still deserves the good rating. Even though the boss is not that interesting because of the vibe of the whole area, and when you fight him in the other silk goblins or whatever, I think that makes this boss pretty fun, and like it feels like you're really discovering something. So I'd put this boss at good. The frog from Bilewater is a mistake. Okay, First Sinner, I've seen people like really glaze this boss fight, I think, but honestly it's not that special of a fight. I would just put it at excellent, because I mean it is a good fight, it is fun to find this boss, and it does feel kind of epic. Okay, the second beast fly is a mistake. Lace 2, to be honest, I think Lace 2 is the least memorable of the Lace fights, just because it's the middle one. Like the first one's memorable and the last one's memorable, but the middle one's kind of not that memorable. But I would put Lace 2 at least excellent. Yeah, I think excellent's a good rating. It is a good It is a very fun fight, but compared to the last place, it like kind of pales in comparison. So, wait, Grandmother Silk. This boss, I would say, would be in the best rating. And by the way, saying this again, best in this tier list does not actually mean best, like best boss in the game. Brilliant and great is like also best, you know. But it is very, very epic. Like, it feels like you're fighting the Radiance, even though you're fighting like Zote or something. Or not Zote, but you're fighting not that difficult of a boss, but you still feel like you're fighting the Radiance or something. And just the style of this boss is really cool, like with the hair made of silk and stuff. Very cool boss design wise. Okay, next up, the big ass moth. Or not moth, what is it? Flea. The big ass flea. Next up, the giant flea. I wouldn't put it at best, but it's not that fun of a fight. Like, the fight itself is not that interesting. It's just like cool to collect the flea. Okay, the Phantom it's an excellent boss, but I wouldn't say anything is that special about it. So, okay, the one cool thing about this boss is that you like the ending sequence where you parry its move, and it's just very epic. But other than that, not that special of a boss, so I'd put it at excellent. This dude, the statue guy, but this is a very cool guy, like lore wise. Even though the fight is interesting, but it's not like the most fun fight. Just the vibe of the area and the lore and the fact that they like made their own boss out of like sticks and shit is pretty cool. So I'd put it at great. I don't know, that might be a controversial opinion, or that might be a hot take, but I'd say this dude's great. Garmin and Zaza. Okay, I didn't actually fight this guy. This guy is like, I googled how to get to him because I wanted to fight every boss, and I fought every boss other than him and then this thing. So this guy is very hard to get to, because like if you do the wrong thing at any point, this fight you can't fight it anymore. Or if you don't do something or whatever, it's like the conditions for him is very weird. But the fight itself seems very boring, which is why I didn't bother like doing the whole thing to fight him. It doesn't seem that interesting of a fight. Okay, the Raging Conch Fly 2. I think this is the rare case where the one guy version is more fun than the two guy version of a boss fight. So I'd say this is an excellent fight, because it is more fun than this fight, and this fight is here. Wait, these two dudes, I forgot what they're called. It's actually, I don't even think I ever knew what they were called. These guys are I'd say they're more fun than anyone currently in good, so I'd put them in excellent. It is a very fun fight. It's two enemies and they have different movesets, so which makes it very fun. So yeah, I'd say this is a fun fight. Wait, the fat bug, the fat like cook bug or whatever, this is like either a mistake or an inaccuracy. I'd say this is a mistake. It's a flying enemy, which makes it more annoying. It has the sludge, the slop balls that it throws at you, made of maggots or whatever, that prevent you from healing. So, which is like very annoying, and those are like, an attack like that should do like 1 damage, maybe 2 damage. It shouldn't like stop you from healing. But if you're like lucky and you don't get hit, it is a pretty easy boss. It's an easy boss, but it's not that fun. And if you do get hit with the slop ball, then it isn't an easy boss because you can't heal anymore. This thing is also, dude, this thing looks like it escaped this thing's kitchen, bro. I'm gonna say inaccuracy. This boss, I remember it being kind of difficult actually, but not very fun. Not too fun, pretty difficult. Okay, these bugs, the armored bugs with the stick with the ball on it. Try to describe them without having to Google the name. I'd say this. Well, I'm gonna rate the whole arena, not just the boss. I don't think it's fair to just rate the boss for one that's like comes in an arena like that. And I'd say it's excellent, to be honest. It is, the whole arena is very fun, pretty challenging. It's part of the like plot line, you have to do it, and it is fun. It is, I think, out of the melodies, first of all, I like that the melodies, you get them all in a very unique way. But as I remember, this is one of the funnest melodies because you have to defeat a boss and stuff. This dude, I remember you have to like free him and fight him, which I did do, but I don't remember his fight being very memorable. Maybe it was easy. Don't really remember. I just put him at good because this is a very forgettable fight, I feel like. The Bell Eater. So you get this fight in Act 2. To be honest, this fight, I remember it being not that fun. It is the first Act 2, I mean Act 3, you get him in Act 3. It is the first Act 3 fight, and to be honest, it's not that fun. It is cool design, but I will say it's kinda, I would say design-wise, one of the least like fitting fights in a way. Yeah, this fight, the only cool thing about this fight is where the dog helps you defeat him, the Bell Beast. But other than that, this fight is not that fun. So I'd say either good or inaccuracy. I'd put it in inaccuracy, to be honest, because I didn't find this fight fun. Like, I'd rather fight anything else. The Pinstress. This is another fight that's not that memorable, to be honest. It is cool. You fight it on like a mountain. You do it for a quest. I feel like all the quest fights are not that memorable or interesting, so I'd just put it at good. Okay, Trobio Part 2. I would put it at excellent, but the music, the like challenge level and everything, I'd bring it up to best. And it is one of the more memorable bosses for sure. And you get the second mirror. You can also get the quill if you're like an insane person. So I'd put it at best. It's a very fun fight. It's very memorable. And you kind of already know the moveset, so it is, although it is challenging, it's like familiar. Alai lai lai ushkara. Alai lai lai yeshkare. The map, the chakra, I'd say good. Is very not memorable fight. Okay, the big like mafia boss guy, the Greymore, the big Greymore Crow, the king of Greymore. This fight is also not that memorable, but at least, no, actually it is pretty memorable because the vibe of the arena is cool and you fight the other guys beforehand, and I'd say this is an excellent fight, to be honest. Wait, this blue guy is a miss, bro. This is not okay, maybe if you do it the proper way, where you get the tool and you like extract the plasmine, whatever, during the fight, maybe it would be more fun. But where you already completed that quest and you just defeat him by like hitting him a trillion times in a row, like in fast succession, or else it doesn't work, and you're like confused why it doesn't work because you've hit him like a trillion times, zillion, quadrillion times. Yeah, it's just a miss. It's not a fun fight, and it doesn't even feel like a boss fight, really. Okay, the second, the cog work guys, but it's the actual dude. this is a great fight, but I don't think it's as good as the original Cogwork Dancers, because you've already fought this guy. Basically, it's just more fun to have like more than one thing you can hit. So I'd say it's a great fight, but I wouldn't put it at brilliant. This dude, I mean, this is barely a boss fight. Do I even remember what you do here? You dodge the flying things, it like teleports around and you have to hit it. This is just not a fun fight, and yeah, it's annoying to hit him when he teleports. Dodging the things is easy, but you can just get unlucky because you're trying to hit the guy. It's an annoying fight, so I just put it in inaccuracy. Wait, next up, the Crust King Kong. Crust King is crazy, by the way. Honestly, this is a very underrated fight. I would put it at great, for the reason that like out of the dream fights, kinda, this is for me this was one of the most fun, because you have to fight like his whole army, and there's so many enemies you have to fight before you get to him, and all the enemies are like unique enemies you've never fought before. So yeah, there's like a bunch of enemies that you don't fight anywhere else other than in the arenas, just to get to the Crust King. And then when you get to him, he does actually feel like a king, because you had to fight a whole army to get to him. So this is a very epic fight. Even though the end fight is kind of easy, it's still very fun and very fair fight. Okay, the Ant Queen Carmelita. I know people really like this fight. I've heard people say it's the best fight in the game, but to me, I'd say it is a very good fight. It is a very fun fight, so I would put it at best. I wouldn't put it at best because it's just a very, very good fight. Like, it's as good as a fight like this can be, but it doesn't have anything special about it. Like, to be brilliant or great, I think it has to be something special. Okay, Seth. Wait, so Seth is the weird thing about Seth fight is it has no music, so you're just fighting this really difficult boss, but instead of like epic music, you're just fighting him in silence, which is weird. But other than that, it's an excellent boss, but I wouldn't say there's, yeah, it's just an excellent difficult boss, similar to the Queen Carmelita, but this one, at least it has like epic music and, you know, other enemies beforehand. And yeah, this one's a little more epic. This one is just excellent. And this one is I don't even remember her name, but this one's honestly not that fun and very easy. And this is the kind of boss that you just want to like use your tools to not spend too much time on this boss, so you just like use the flyers, the flying bugs. Also, one cool thing about all the dream bosses, like the Crust King, the Ant Queen, and the wall plant, one cool thing about them is you can use your tools in all three fights endlessly, like in any of the dream fights, and also this guy, I guess, and yeah, you don't use shell shards because it's all in your dream or whatever, so you don't use real shell shards. Okay, the Hunter Ant guy. This is a cool fight. It's not that special. I'd put it at excellent because it is a good fight, as far as I remember. Actually, I'd put it at good. Wait, next up we have next up we have the Edgelord Watcher. This is an excellent fight because when you find it, it's very cool. Like, finding it is pretty difficult actually. I think I had to Google how to find this one. And yeah, having like a boss like this at the edge of the map is pretty cool. So I just put it at excellent because other than that, it's not that special in terms of the moveset, or not that memorable. Okay, Zaza, but he's like Void Zaza. Dude, Void Zaza is crazy. Void Zaza is excellent. Okay, the electric walls, I don't know, good I guess. Lace Void Lace. Void Lace is a brilliant boss. It's just a super fun fight. The most challenging boss in this game. And once you get good at it, it just feels really good. And then obviously the ending, super epic, and the arena. It's the most visually striking fight, I think. It has so much contrast. So I'd put this boss at brilliant. Okay, and then the void dudes. I don't know. I didn't fight the void. Like, I never fought the void blob. But if I were to describe fighting the void blob without fighting the void blob, I'd say the void blob is probably a miss. Although I think the lore is cool, like with the bugs, like summoning the void blob or something. I don't remember the lore, but I think it's cool. But the fight itself, I think, is kind of lame. Actually, I think it is an actual fight, unlike this dude. So I put it at a mistake, which is kind of even crazier. Mistake sounds even worse, but yeah, that's basically it for this video. Tell me which one I got the most wrong. And yeah, honestly, I think this is the correct tier list. Look, it even has the bell-shaped distribution, which that's how you know it's mathematically correct.